Welcome to Posh Conversations, where voices that matter come together to talk about safety, dignity, and inclusion at the workplace. From real stories to expert insights, every episode inspires awareness, accountability, and action under India's Posh Act. Because every conversation takes us one step closer to safer workplaces for all. And here are the hosts, Jaya and Anita.
Good morning, listeners. You're tuned in to Posh Radio, where we decode workplace behavior that often gets misunderstood. I have Dr. Anita with me today. Welcome, Anita.
Hi, Jaya.
So today's topic sounds harmless, even fun, and that is emojis. Those tiny icons we casually drop into chats every day at our work.
Yeah, and that's exactly why they matter, Jaya, because what feels casual can sometimes carry unintended meaning.
True. So most of us think, oh, it's just a smiley. What harm can it do? But in posh cases, emojis actually seem to punch above their weight.
They do, really. Because emojis actually affect tone, the intent, and interpretation, right? Especially when these messages are reviewed later without any context or voice.
Mm-hmm. So the same emoji can actually land very differently depending on who's sending it and how it is actually received.
Yeah, exactly. Because a thumbs up or a smiley face, right? These may feel neutral. Mm-hmm. But maybe an emoji depicting a wink or a blowing kiss emoji or, a heart eyes emoji or an emoji depicting fire. Mm-hmm. These can easily be read as suggestive, especially if it's, in a professional relationship or where there are power dynamics that exist.
That's right. So which means that intent doesn't always match impact.
Yeah, that's a key posh principle. Because the law, if you look at it, looks closely at how the behavior is experienced, right? How the person has perceived it, not just what the intender claims they meant.
That's true. Now that raises a big question. Can emojis actually become evidence in a posh complaint?
Oh yeah, they can. Because when we look at it, we look at chats, emails, emojis, everything is examined together. Mm-hmm. So patterns matter, repetition, the timing, and whether discomfort signals were ignored.
True. So one emoji may not matter, but probably a pattern definitely can.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get practical. If emojis aren't banned, what's the safe way to use them, Anita?
A few simple do's, help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Let me guess. Less is more?
Yeah, exactly. So keep emojis minimal and professional. So if you have to use them, stick to neutral ones like a thumbs up or a smiley face. But be careful, rather extra careful, in one-on-one chats, especially across hierarchies.
And if the other person goes just quiet or keeps it formal, then?
So then that's your cue to stop. Emojis amplify meaning, especially because written communication, has no tone or voice.
Yeah, that's true. So now that's the tricky part, the don'ts. This is where people usually say, oh, I didn't mean it like that at all.
Yeah, and that, that defense rarely works.
True.
I think avoid winking, kissing, heart, or, any kind of body-related emojis. Anything that could hint at flirtation or, showing personal interests.
Also worth saying, Anita, that familiarity doesn't automatically mean consent.
Yeah, exactly. And if the other person actually stays formal, don't keep pushing emojis, and never dismiss it with, it's just an emoji.
True. Because just an emoji can still actually cost someone their professional reputation.
Yeah, because digital behavior is workplace behavior. So online and offline.
So Anita, let's bring this to life with certain real life examples. Let's say.
Yeah, sure. I can share some scenarios. In one case, a male colleague messaged a teammate after work hours, work-related content. Mm-hmm. But every message ended with like a wink emoji or, a kissing emoji, right?
Anita, on the surface, that sounds very harmless.
So, that's what he believed. But she was uncomfortable and, she never used emojis back and she kept the replies formal, but he kept sending those emojis.
So that contrast actually mattered.
Yeah, it did because the internal committee, when they reviewed it, they noted the one-side emoji use and concluded that the behavior was unwelcome.
So what changes when emojis come from a senior?
Power dynamics. This is a really important one. Mm-hmm. For example, a manager reacted to a junior's messages with a heart-shaped emoji and, a heart eyes emoji, claiming that it was encouragement.
But encouragement should not feel, for the person very confusing or, even pressuring for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. Because she felt confused actually and pressure, and she did not know how to react because, he was her manager. So the IC actually held that emojis, that are acceptable among peers can be inappropriate from someone who's in authority.
And sometimes the line is even clearer.
Yeah. So, there was a case where a colleague commented with a, fire emoji on a woman's photo after a work event, right? And followed it up with "great seeing you today," a message like that with a wink and a fire emoji.
Now that clearly shifts into personal territory for sure.
Yeah, so the IC agreed to that because, the timing of it, the repetition, the choice of emoji, right, all pointed to sexual undertones. So the complaint was upheld.
Do emojis ever work against a complaint?
Yeah, they can, because just as they can strengthen a complaint, they can weaken one as well. So, for example, we had a case where the complainant actively used, a laugh out loud emoji, an emoji, with heart eyes, a smile emoji, and, initiated, emoji heavy banter.
So the mutual participation changed how the situation was read altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when the IC reviewed it, they noted that, there was enthusiastic, mutual engagement with no sense of discomfort that was expressed at that point in time. So, every case is unique, but emojis can affect the interpretation.
That's true. Now, just wanted to ask one more thing. So what about these group chats? People assume that it's much safer, right? Sending out any kind of emojis in a group chat.
Yeah, so this is not necessary because, in a team WhatsApp group, for example, we had a male employee who frequently used, the emoji that, blowing kisses out, winks, in replies to, comments made by women employees.
Okay,
women colleagues, rather.
You mean only women?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they're public, but they can still feel uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because, and in fact, multiple women actually reported feeling uneasy, when the inquiry started. So the IC held that, actually group settings don't actually excuse and do not excuse inappropriate behavior.
So emojis may be small, but their impact definitely is not.
Yeah, that's the key takeaway. Because, in posh matters, emojis are communication, right? They're not just decoration, if I can say that.
True. So any final advice for our listeners, Anita?
Yeah. So what I'd like to say is, when in doubt, leave it out. Emojis are optional, right? But respect is not.
Well said. Now, before you send that emoji, ask yourself, would I be comfortable explaining this to an internal committee? That's all for today on Posh Radio. Stay professional, stay aware, and think twice before hitting that send button. Until next time.